Hello, MonstersAbound, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and part 26 of my Count Noctilus Campaign, where we're fighting on the same map that we have multiple times and taking up the same position we've taken up multiple times, doing the same tactic that we've done multiple times. Good, that's fine. This time we're fighting dwarves though. I mean, they can barely... That must be concerning, mustn't it? If you're walking through water up to your chest, I'd be like, that's a bit of a worry. At least they're all weighted down, aren't they? Because they're all heavily armoured, so that's good. That's good. Now we've taken up position up on the little hill, and the Necrofex is opening fire. There's Thorgrim himself. Look, he doesn't have to worry about getting wet, does he? It's good to be the king. I guess it keeps the book out of the water, so that's good. So they've got quite a few range units, Quarrelers and Thunderers and Rangers and all that kind of stuff, but we're taking big chunks out of their army as our cannons tear through their lines. They've got a couple of units of artillery which we need to deal with, but we've got the thingies, the Salt Lord Scuttlers, that's right. Dropping some bombs on some heads, so that'll be good. And the cannons are trying to take out the enemy artillery as well, so that's all fine. They're now in range of our little Sebastians, but they're going to weather that. That'll be fine. That'll be all right. We're concentrating fire on Thorgrim because although Thorgrim is he's not got great offensive stats, he is super defensive. So we're just going to throw everything we can at him. So everything is just concentrating fire on trying to kill Thorgrim and take him down before he reaches our line. Because if he reaches our line, he's going to be very difficult to actually kill. And I think I prefer him to be dead before he can get into melee. So here we go. There we go. He's going to need a bigger book at this rate because he's full of lead. Yeah, this isn't working out very well for you, is it? Nope. Oh, you almost made it though. Nope, not close enough. Well, he's dead. Sad times for him. Now we've got a big line of units here, and we're going to witness the true power of Wind of Death. Yep. Just minced all of those dwarves. About 70 kills, I want to say. 80 kills, yep. Yep, about 80 kills. So that's destroyed most of their ranged units. Yep, they're running. Thorgrim dead, of course, means they are going to break and run pretty easily. I mean, for dwarves, anyway. And apparently a bolt thrower has decided to come straight up. Like, he just wants to fire it down our throat. A brave move. Is it going to pay off for him? I don't think so. Because now they're in our gunner's range, and that's not... Yeah, they're getting cannonballed. They're getting cannonballed. There's still a few units just hanging around. Some Thunderers. Hammerers. Do they? What have I ever done to the guilds? Just rude. So where the rest of the dwarf army fail, the Hammerers are going to try and succeed. Spoilers, they don't succeed. They do not succeed. There is no success here. Yep. Laters. I mean, I know there's a lot to be said for having, like, you know, combined arms and different units and shit, but fucking Necrofexes, man. I mean, they're just weapon platforms.
I am your mistress.
They're just good. Why would you have anything else?
Gold for prisoners.
And we can take the cash. The replenishment's probably fine as well. I guess.
Spoils for all.
The experience would be good. Sure.
My skills.
Sure. Dick the Creeper's got an enchanted shield. That's good for him. And One Toes Adley is a grudge killer. And we've got a Sea Dragon Buckler. There we go. Exciting times for everyone involved there. Holy shit. Okay, obviously we're going to recruit more... I could... Fuck it, Necrofexes. Fuck it. Just...
Standing by. Wailing.
Just balls to the wall Necrofexes, that's what I say. Just balls to the wall Necrofexes. I definitely want to get lightning strikes, so... Let's go freebooter, then we can get go on account, and then we can get lightning strike. Because I feel like we kind of need lightning strike. There's so many armies here. Having lightning strike is going to be incredibly useful, and Wind of Death is just too fucking good. I mean, you saw Wind of Death there. You can't not have fucking Wind of Death. Did you see what it did? Jesus. And we'll give you Rotting Promethean because it makes you a little bit faster as you can scuttle around on delightful little feet. Jim. Jiminy Jim Jim Jim. Jiminy Jim Jimmy Jew. Jimmy Jew. Let's get rid of you. No, let's get rid of you. You. Because frankly, the depth guard, just a bit shit. There you go. I've come out and said it. They're just a bit trash. And Charlie, you can go in that army.
Need fresh recruits.
Okay, all good.
What is your demand?
Dick has leveled up. Good old Dick. He can have a monkey jacket to keep his dick. Well, I mean, to keep him warm. And okay, Sequest DSV is currently fine. However, we do have multiple enemy armies heading. That's. I mean, that's not.
Count Noctilus reigns.
Okay, what we're going to do? I'm going to skedaddle over here and lay a little ambush. Likelihood is we'll get spotted. However, if we don't get spotted, then hopefully we can get an ambush on these dickheads over here. They are taking attrition as they traipse through vampire-infested territory, because of course it's all vampire-infested at the moment. They did sack Tor Soroya, but I'm not that bothered about it because fucking it's... I don't have the troops to keep everything under control. So... Okay, how am I doing? Right, well, the Awakened is still alive for the moment. Probably not for much longer. We only have 3 of the 8 required settlements. We do currently have 11 of the 12 provinces, though. So it's not all bad. I also gave myself the self-objective of capturing Nagazishar. Now, because obviously the mod doesn't seem to fucking work, I guess I'm going to have to traipse across the deserts and the Badlands to get to that. That's going to be fun, isn't it? So that's going to be something we're going to have to do. Fun for all the family. That's fine. Am I going to take damage because it's not... I haven't been taking damage in... Because normally vampires take damage in like untainted territory, but I don't think maybe the vampire pirates do. I don't think they do. I'm not 100% sure though. Let's upgrade Torfinu because we're right next to it so we can defend it if need be. I think. Probably. Citation needed. We've got max infamy. Infamy. They've all got it infamy. And Kevin is marching north. Looks like... Okay, yeah, you're going to attack that. Don't care. Sure, have it. I mean... what do I care, right? Enjoy your vampire-infested shithole. Idiots. Now, it would be really nice if Malekith was at war with Ulthuan. However, if they're not at war with Ulthuan, then I guess I'll just have to kill all the High Elves myself and everyone else. The other thing I'm thinking is maybe I just say, you know what, my victory is getting to Nagazishar, right? Maybe that's what we do. We go and grab the Black Pyramids and then we head on to Nagazishar, we get all the good shit that Nagash has left behind and become the most powerful vampire in the world and then have to fight everyone in the world because everyone in the world wants to kill us. I mean, Luther's still alive. That's something. I've got an ally. Oh, that's Volkmar. Okay, hello, Volkmar. Hello. Oh, tit monkeys. Okay, what we got? Well, they're pretty fucked. They've got a lot of artillery, but to be honest, their artillery's not going to be that useful against the Necrofexes, of which we have 8, 7. Sure, we've got 7 and a bunch of other stuff. Is that fine? Is this fine? Is this going to be fine? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to fight and find out.
Time to feed.
Oh god, Dick's in command.
Bring
That's
war and infamy.
not good. How about this? A new map! That's exciting. Yep, this is slightly different. This is the Galleon's Graveyard map, the actual siege battle map, rather than the sort of the surrounding map. Obviously, Galleon's Grave doesn't have walls. It's just a big open map, so defending it can be a bit tricky. It'd be better if we had walls. We don't have walls, but that's okay. Not a big deal. What we do have is a shit ton of necrofexes, and that's almost as good. So we got mortar, we got a mortar, we got lots of necrofex. You can see just tearing through these dwarves, no problem. We've got some Mongols coming in behind to knock out this artillery. They've got some bolt throwers and a grudge thrower. We don't want them to have that. We'll deal with that. We've also got some Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob with bombs. Now, I wasn't sure how good these guys were. Turns out, pretty effective. That was pretty good. I'll give them that. Maybe I should get some more of them. Unfortunately, some Giant Slayers are now going to chop them to pieces. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Although they do get some bombs in, so it's not the worst. It's fine. Now the problem with this map is it's very bumpy, and that means it's tough for... Now, see, obviously, you know, the Zombie Pirates, they've got guns, right? Lots of guns. And so having a nice flat map obviously works out for them. This is not a flat map. It's got lots of little wriggly bits. Wriggly bits? What are wriggly bits? Wrinkles. They got wrinkles? It's got wrinkles. Anyway, that means there's lots of places for, like, the Quarrelers to fire on us, and then we can't fire back, which is a bit of a bugger, really. The Mongols are getting attacked from behind, but they are dealing with the artillery, which is basically what I wanted them to do. They're a garrison. I don't care if they die. Do not give a shit. They're there to die for me. That's their job. The rest of our army is now moving up. We've got some infantry hitting the trees over there, and some missile units as well. Some Zombie Pirate Gunnery. We've got some deck gunners as well. It's difficult to get them to a position where they can actually kind of like be useful, though. I'm kind of moving them up onto the left flank over here, but even then, it's not particularly great. But ideally, if we can just take out these reinforcements as they arrive. It's a bit rude. Calling me a wazzock. They do have a Rune... We need to kill the Rune Lord. Killing the Rune Lord would be a good shout. There's 2 Rune Lords. God, screw both those guys. These guys are still alive. And I think it's because the Necrofexes can't see them. Or maybe they're not shooting at them. I can't tell. Either way, they're still alive, and it's quite annoying. Necrofexes are about 50% on ammo, but that's not too bad, considering that we've killed half the enemy army. So, you know, that works. That's fine. Some Longbeards advancing up. Can our Necrofexes start taking pot shots at them, please? Nope, still firing at the Rangers. It's fine. It'll be all right. We've got lots of infantry. It's fine. And our gunners finally in position, riddling the dwarf army with bullets. Some Longbeards advancing up like it's a big block of... Well, it was a big block of Longbeards. It's less of a block now. Under a hail of fire. Yep. Oof. I saw some entrails then. Still taking a little bit of fire. We've got some Dwarf Warriors advancing. We've got the Rotting Prometheans. Should be able to deal with that. We're taking some axes. Is that axes? Are they throwing axes at me? They're throwing axes at me. What a bunch of dicks. And we've got some Giant Slayers have come out of the forest, and they're just chopping their way through our deck gunners. And that's really annoying. It's very difficult to kill the Slayers. They don't run away. There's more Bugman's Rangers on our flank over there. We don't really have anything to deal with them. The Depth Guard are just... I don't get on with the Depth Guard. The Sirens I like. The Depth Guard are just a bit shit. They used to be very potent. They had a bit of a nerf. They're just not as good anymore, unfortunately. The Sirens, they still hold their own. Of course, the Dwarves have magical resistance, so they're going to take less damage from the Sirens. The Sirens are just very situational. They're great, but very, very situational in when they are great. And if you come across a unit with like magical attacks, such as this Rune Lord over here, then the Sirens are going to take a lot of damage because they just don't have any armor. They all base it on physical resistance, which is great, as long as you don't meet anything with magical attacks, of course, because magical attacks do not, or rather they cut through physical resistance. So physical resistance does not count against magical attacks, which is a bit of a problem. Now, despite having a quite large army, the dwarves seem to be holding their own, and we have less of an army now. That's probably fine, not a big deal. I mean, we still got the necrofexes, and they are still pretty potent when it comes to killing, even if they have to do it in close range. We've still got some artillery hidden on the, or say hidden, just bombarding us. They haven't actually managed to get very many kills. They've not done much damage, but we have almost killed the enemy Rune Lord. There's Charlie. Jesus. Was that one of the enemy Rune Lords? It was. I mean, it was. There's another Rune Lord there. We need to kill him. Looks like Charlie and Dick running all over the place. Where are they going? It's like a dynamic duo. Sharky and George, the Grand Busters of the Sea. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Good. I have no idea what they're up to, but never mind. It's not a big deal. What's left of our army, now honestly, I mean, the necrofexes is what I really care about. The rest of the army is garrison, and they are sacrificial. Who gives a shit about them? So we just need to finish off the last few bits of dwarves. There's still some Bugman's Rangers here, still fighting on against the Depth Guard. Depth Guard are losing against the Bugman's Rangers somehow. Well, they got 30-52, 37-49. Really? I guess there's less of them. But fortunately, our Gunnery White here is just taking pot shots at the dwarves. He doesn't have blunderbuss yet, though, so I don't think he's getting very many kills. But he's just picking them off. He seems pretty happy. He's happy with that. And the Necrofex is slowly lumbering over towards what remains of the enemy army. The artillery still sitting there on the hill, opening fire at the distant Necrofexes. I say distant. Obviously, they're becoming less distant as time goes on. And they're also returning fire, although most of them are out of ammo. But, yeah, they're getting quite close now. I don't think you've got enough ammo to stop them, guys.
My clan calls. Run! Mark this day in the book.
Wee bit messy, but
Not die again.
it's fine. Let's take more experience, and hopefully. Okay, well, you attacked. You didn't get the ambush, but we did. I could auto-resolve that. I'm a little bit worried that Count Noctilus might get killed, though. Shall I just talk? I'll tell you what. I'll quick save it, and then I'll auto-resolve just in case. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take the cash because... Oh, there's more of the fuckers. So many dwarves all over. Alright, well, at least we'll get more Necrofexes. This is kind of the problem I had in my Wurzel campaign. Now, some people have been like, oh, you just need to kill the Empire. And I'm like, well, okay, how exactly would I have killed the Empire before? I mean, I guess I could have, when I was attacking Altdorf, I could have gone on a rampage, but I don't think I could have wiped them out. That's the only problem. I probably could have like dealt some damage to them, but I don't know if it would have been enough to actually kill them. I mean, wiping out a faction like the Empire is actually a lot harder than just like going, I guess I'll kill them all, because they've got such a large sort of territory and they're surrounded by allies that the likelihood is you're going to get bogged down anyway. Glittering scales, that's all good. We have replenished, that's fine. We can bop you. That's it. You run away. See if I care. I do not care. Fuck you. Suck a dick.
Through the shadows.
Sort of battle. Lovely.
Noctilus.
Ooh, took quite a bit of damage there, actually. Tell you what, let's head back. Lay a little ambush. That'll be fine. Sequest DSV is probably fine. It's got some reasonable defences, and I don't think they...
I am a lord of Bretonia.
Well, I don't know. Might be alright. This is certainly a problem.
All bones
Fucking
on deck.
dwarves everywhere.
All bones on deck.
Jesus, look at the buggers. Look at them all.
I do not make mistakes.
They could potentially attack you, but I'll be attacking you alone.
You know who I am.
Corsair
Yes,
of the
I am
night.
aware. Okay, let's skedaddle over here.
Will intercept.
We'll lay an ambush just in case.
Darkness comes.
Charlie has ranked up. Good. Let's give you taunt, I guess. It's not actually that bad. It's a nice little ability which we can use. Are you? We got 20. We do have 20 units. So okay, this is what I'm thinking. Maybe we just go for Nagazishar and go. If we can take Nagazishar, we say yes. We win because making our way across the Badlands and to Nagazishar is going to be, a trial in itself. Looks like Queek's getting his ass kicked as well, so that's fun. So that's another one of my allies dead. Good. That's fine. I say allies. Obviously, I hadn't actually allied with him because I was worried it would weaken him, but apparently he's fucked anyway. So that's
Is it time?
that's fine. That's absolutely great. Fuck it. I'm just going pure Necrofex with that army. That's what we're doing. A lot of Necrofexes. Yeah, Necrofexes are great. You know, it's be true. They're better than most of the rest of the... in fact, they're just some of the best units we can get, I think. Honestly think they're some of the best units we can get. They're just mobile gunnery platforms. Okay, so it looks like Kevin ran into the bottom of... ambush failed. Really?
Kill or be destroyed.
Oh, okay. Not a good day to be an elf. So they've blundered into our ambush, although we didn't get the ambush, unfortunately, but never mind. I think we've only got one ambush during this entire campaign so far. Never mind. And they've got some Sisters of Avalon, so we need to deal with them, because obviously they're going to use their magical attacks, and that's going to hurt their poor... Oh, Pinokimark! Pinokimark's taking a lot of fire here. Poor Pinokimark. Bless his little cotton socks. Other units taking a lot of fire. Pretty much anything that's got pointy ears. Yeah, elves dying. Dying by the hundred. Sisters of Avalon taking a direct hit from Queen Bess and yet getting annihilated, which is working out pretty well. There goes the Sword of Cain that, of course, Count Noctilus has. And Charlie making a getaway as elves chase after it. They're going to meet up against the Necrofexes, which is not a good... They're slowing down. That is not what you... Guys, that's not what you do. You run as fast as possible and then get stamped on by a Necrofex. That's how that works. Yeah, lovely. Dragon got some Dragon Breath off on our Zombles, but we're healing them up. And the two Frostfire Phoenixes are being engaged. Frostheart Phoenixes are being engaged. And a Dragon actually comes down and tries to fight Count Noctilus. That's right, the guy with the Sword of Cain. I don't think that's a good idea. The Dragon is just getting its ass kicked. I mean, not even close. That's brutal. Dragon massively out of his depth here. He's realised that this is a bad idea. He's like, no, I'm out of here. I've had enough. I don't get paid enough for this. Unfortunately for him, he isn't going to run fast enough. Anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, looks like Kevin ran to the bottom of slag over there. Let's take the replenishment, just to keep us in tip-top condition. I think Sequest DSV... No, it looks like it's okay. Looks like it's okay. Yep, that's a lot of dinosaurs. And as long as Malekith is twatting about in Norska for whatever sodding reason, don't really... I mean, he has conquered a lot of Norska, to be fair. You know, I have to hand that to him. I'm not 100% sure why he's there, but he's definitely, you know, doing very well there. Well done, you. You useless bastard. Yeah, so playing the good guys is very tough at the moment, and it's basically it's not. It's basically because there are a lot of very strong, good factions that all tend to sort of ally together. Bretonnia, Empire, the dwarves, they all tend to like gang up, and that's very, very difficult to deal with if you're an evil faction, because evil factions don't tend to do that. They tend to squabble amongst each other, but the goody factions don't tend to bother. That does cause a bit of a problem, because yes, you could rush to take out the dwarves and the Empire every single campaign, but that's not really a solution, is it? It's kind of, there's a bit of a misbalance here in the fact that particularly the Empire and the dwarves have very, very good economies, and because they've got very, very good economies, they can recruit huge numbers of armies, and because they can recruit huge numbers of armies, they can wipe the floor with pretty much everyone. And it doesn't make the game impossible, but it does mean that if you get to this point and the Empire and dwarves and Bretonnia have allied together, then you're in a lot of trouble, because they're just going to come at you. Ah, more public order. Good. Right, we're going to come over here because I need Kevin at Nagorond, because he needs to make a little port in Nagorond. That's his job. We'll go over here. We'll bop you. Bop. Take replenishment. I will. Alright, I'll capture you. I'll capture you. And it actually looks like they don't, I thought Sequest DSV was going to be in trouble, but no, they've apparently not bothered. There's a Bretonnian army around there somewhere. We've got an Empire army.
Not possible.
Okay, at least they've only got one steam tank.
You are mistaken.
And that's Grombrindle. But again, not a major issue.
All bones on deck.
Unwise.
You say that. You say it's unwise. But is it unwise?
Admiral.
I'm just not convinced that it is unwise.
And will.
Okay.
On with it.
The sea
Is what's his face back? Do we have, who was it? Oh, Thyrus, that's it. I'm trying to remember what his fucking name was. 1 turn. Okay, he's back in 1 turn, and then he'll get the army full of basically all the Necrofexes in the world. Good stuff. Right, now they've only got 1 steam tank, so that works for us because, well, I mean, we've got all the cannons in the world.
Comes. Fight.
How many Necrofexes is too many? Is this too many? Do I need to speak to someone about this? It's probably fine. If anything, it might not be enough. Let's not rule that out. So the Empire army is advancing first. Yeah, not advancing very well. As you can see, the Necrofex is just tearing through the Outriders as they advance. Yep, Cannonball's pretty good against cavalry. And of course they've got the Emperor's Wrath steam tank, which I can't remember what it does. It does like, what's this? Emergency. Oh yes, emergency vents. Kaboom. Also has, yeah, it does like fire attacks and shit. The Empire Knights, the flower of Empire nobility, getting cannonballed. Yep, probably should have thought of that before you brought cavalry to a gun battle, I guess. So some units now advancing. The dwarves hanging back. We're going to get a little attack off on them. This is one of the AoE abilities that we get for building the defences or something. Anyways, you can see it does fuck all, basically. Just nothing. Tickles them. Talking of tickles, that's a hell of a tickle right there. So I don't know how many necrophexes we've got. I'm sure someone can count them. There's a lot of fucking necrophexes. Here comes the rest of the army as well. Bouncing up, there goes the Rotten Prometheans on the flank. We've got some of the Depth Guard in the forest here just in case. Maybe. Detachments may be in place. They also may have been carved to pieces by cannonballs. Yeah, that kind of... Oof. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's not ideal, is it? Lots of dead troops. They've got quite a few great swords here. Great swords, of course, some of the best Empire infantry that you can get. Don't have a shield though, and they're all quite clustered up here, aren't they? This is a very clustered up sort of blob of infantry. It's terrible if someone to cannonball that. Yeah, that would be awful. That would be horrendous. Taking a little bit of fire here, but that's fine. And some units are actually going to rake into melee combat, although I'm going to be honest, not much. If we have a look at how many they started off with, they started off with 2,500. We've already killed over 1,000 enemy troops before they've even reached our lines. There's still a few units hanging back, opening fire. Necrophexes is now in melee combat. We've created like a defense in depth here. There's just and here come our missile infantry finally moving into position. Reinforcements. And now they're in position, they can help out as well. Shooting through the legs of the necrophexes. Actually some giant slayers heading towards us. Are they going to reach us? They are going to get into combat. Just stamp on them, it's fine. When our units start taking damage, we'll just pull them back into the rear line and let the next line sort of like tank the infantry. The Rotting Prometheans have engaged the Great Swords, but the Great Swords are actually going to prove to be quite tricky for the Rotting Prometheans to deal with. Of course, these guys are armor piercing. They've got good melee attack and defense, which means they're pretty much on par with the Rotting Prometheans, and there's a lot of them. Plus, they're backed up by Giant Slayers, which is not great because obviously the Giant Slayers are armor piercing and anti-large. So necrophexes have pulled back to the second line, and that means the dwarves are going to have to march through a hail of fire to reach the second line. There's some Zomble pirate deckhands that have spawned from the necrophexes. They spawn when the necrophexes hit 50% health, which allows them sort of just lets them run away basically, so they can drop their load and then bugger off. Poor old Jim is actually attacked by some giant slayers, but fortunately he can handle them. He's got a machete. That's not a knife. Actually, it is. It's a machete. Come on, Jim. There we go. Off with his head. Good job. Nice work. Lovely job. So, well, they've still got a few missile units over there. The depth guard coming around behind the missile units to go and knock them out. They've still got some artillery as well. The enemy lord is dead, which is good to see. The Rotting Prometheans still fighting on, but struggling against the Longbeards and what remains of the Great Swords. I probably should have targeted this with some cannon shots. That probably would have worked out quite nicely. Also, like some magic or something. Basically, I was being lazy, just watching the necrophexes blow chunks out of the enemy army. Is Volkmar. Volkmar, the Mother Chuffing Grim. There he is, killing some zombles. I'm going to try and make sure he dies, because Volkmar the Grim can be quite a lot to handle. He's actually got quite a lot of melee defense or melee attack when he buffs himself like that. He's not generally a very strong character, but once he's got those buffs, he is quite potent. So we're just going to target him with, well, fucking everything, basically. Kill him! Yep, he's getting chewed up. Looks like he's trying to make a break for it. But every Necrofex is targeting all the guns. He doesn't really have much armor. Oof. Jeez, he got shot off that horse so fast I didn't even see where he went. Jesus Christ. The dwarves pretty much dealt with. Just a few units marching back and forth and getting riddled with cannon fire. The depth guard are in amongst the Bugman's rangers and should be winning slightly. Yes, that's fine. I would hope the depth guard would be able to chew their way through Bugman's rangers pretty easily, but it turns out actually a little bit harder for them, but never mind. I should really replace the depth guard with something good. Yeah, something good would be good. Talking of goods, yeah, we probably should pull the depth guard away from, well, you know, the depth guard. I was planning to get rid of them anyway, so shooting to pieces with their own cannonballs seems fine, I think. However, what I haven't noticed is there's some giant slayers killing my cannons, which is a little bit disappointing. That they've killed their way through the rotting Prometheans, and they're now in amongst my cannons and have actually killed all of my cannon crew, so I've lost my cannons. So in revenge, I'm just gonna kill the fuckers with everything, basically. Everyone kill the stunty little shits who wrecked my cannons. Well, we lost a few units, but nothing we can't replace. And only silver show and anyway, who cares?
I am your master.
We've got a charmed shield. Lovely. Charmed, I'm sure. Right.
All bones on deck.
Oh, we've got a couple of battle markers there. Dick the Creeper's Grimsbane. So, well, I mean, and Beard Hammer causes terror when fighting against dwarves. Good stuff.
Standing by.
And apparently we can't recruit. Is that how many dead? Casualties. I mean, or maybe it'll
All bones on deck.
get better next turn. Okay, it looks like I was going to say we just about cleared out. Well, actually, we pretty much have cleared out all of the attacking armies to Galleon's graveyard. So that's something. You know, that's something, isn't it? That's good. That's I think that this campaign is winnable. We would just need to hold some more of these. That's kind of the issue. So, Lothern would be fairly straightforward. Mornington Crescent would be fairly straightforward. We've got the Awakened, Galleon's Graveyard, Nagron, Sartosa. So it's possible. But what I might do is just say, we're going to send Count Noctilus on a journey. We're going to go and we're going to grab the Black Pyramid, and then we're going to get Nagazishar, and then we're going to say that Count Noctilus is the bestest undead in the entire world. By that point, he might be the only undead in the entire world. But you know, let's not worry about that right now. We'll build these bits just for funsies, and okay, that's organ guns are mean. That's not too bad. Generally, this is fine. Dwarves don't tend to have magical attacks, but they do have magic resistance, so sirens aren't really that useful. I feel like the depth guard don't really pull their weights. They're just not potent enough to deal with dwarves. Let's replace the cannons. Let's replace them. Okay, sure, let's do that.
Fall in, deckhands.
And we'll lay a little ambush there just in case. However, I think we're okay, but I just we could probably win this campaign. I just don't think it's going to be particularly interesting. So instead, we're going to send Noctilus on a quest. A quest for the Unholy Grail. That's the quest. It's quite a good quest. It's going to be great. He's backed up. He's got friends with him, or at least, you know, minions. Either way. Is this fine? I quite like this army, actually. I mean, all of the Necrofexes are pretty good, so we'll go with that. Plus, we've got the Sword of Cain. Now, at some point, the Sword of Cain is going to start doing bad things. However, I don't really think it's going to be too much of a problem, because it'll cause public order, but we've got a lot of public order anyway. I mean, in Galleon's graveyard, and who cares about anywhere else, because we'll probably just lose it. I mean, we are causing some public order problems. Someone did point out that I think that the Shrine of Assyrian, I think there's this building there that gives like public order across the board. So maybe like destroying it would be good. Like if we trash it, then they won't get all the public order. But to be honest, I don't think the rebellions are going to be that useful anyway. So it's kind of it would be interesting, but it's not really a viable strategy to cause the elves any real pain. I mean, I've taken like a chunk of their territory. I'm spreading vampiric corruption everywhere, but the problem is, just by myself, I can't really make a dent because I can't defend everywhere at the same time, and I feel like they're probably just going to start recruiting. I'd need at least 3 armies to take Holth 1, I think, and I need armies to defend Galleon's graveyard because they're just throwing everything they've got at it. So, sure. Let's get the spell. Let's do that. Right, okay. So, we're gonna get Count Noctilus, we're gonna land, we're gonna head straight through the desert and up to Nagazishar. But that is gonna have to wait until next time. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode of the Count Noctilus campaign.